Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of When Artists Drink Cocktails. I'm your host, Katie Phillips. Tonight, I'm talking with Leah Richardson from South Carolina about her experience with paint parties. And if you have followed me over on my main page, you've probably seen me talk about them as well for adults. So I just thought tonight would be a great opportunity for anyone to find out about them who thought they might be a complement to their regular artist income. So I know Leah is going to be on very soon, and if you don't follow her, her name on Instagram is Dream a Little Art. So here she is. Let's see if I can connect us here. So she will be joining us here in just a second. So I'm very excited to talk with her and all of her other projects that she has going on. So we are connecting now. Hi, Leah.
How are you?
Good. Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. It's pretty rainy here in Columbia, but other
Yeah.
than that, no complaints.
Oh, good. Yeah, I think it rained here earlier today here in the Atlanta area, but yeah, hopefully that's moving out and we get some better weather in.
I really do. I don't like rain. Not a fan.
Yeah, not a fan either. Well, it's great to talk to you. So the most important question is what kind of cocktail are you drinking tonight?
Well, I've been on a bit of a diet, so I have
Okay.
to do vodka.
Uh-huh.
Doing vodka with like a aha, it's like clementine, orange, and then a lime in there. So it's quite refreshing and pretty delicious.
Okay. Well, I have to try that. I've heard of the ahas. I have not tried one. I think they have
Hmm.
them at my
They're
office, and I was.
similar to any of the other like soda seltzers, but delicious.
Mhm.
Like it. And I mix
Okay.
different ones with the vodka. So it's
Oh, okay.
yes.
Interesting. I would definitely have to check that out. Yeah, I'm just doing just your
What is
basic
no?
boring gin and tonic.
Okay,
So
that's your favorite?
yeah, that's my go-to with I'm normally a wine person.
Same. But
People who know me are like, why do you do a cocktail show? Don't you drink wine? I'm like, well, I mean, the cocktails has a certain ring to it.
I love wine, but I had to, like I said, I'm on a little bit of a diet, so I'm
Yeah.
the vodka or the tequila. Which
Yep, that's what you got to do.
yeah.
So tonight we are talking a little bit about paint parties, and I know that's not all you do. It's just a very small thing that you do. But
Right.
before we dive into that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background? I know you just had this beautiful collection of marshes that came out. Just tell us a little bit about how who you are and how you got here today.
Well, I started my business, Dream a Little Art, about 5 years ago. Kind of took a little bit of a leap of faith. I was expecting my second child, and
Mm-hmm.
my good friend Ashley was opening up a shop, the Collective. So I said to my husband, I was like, "Give me a shot. Let me kind of put my art out there for people to see." I had never really painted for people other than family members that asked me to do things here and there. So I just started there and just started, of course, with social media, trying to build that part of the business. But locally, there was a lot of support for us in our shop, and I'm still there at the Collective, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just started with that one commission after the next, and I do a lot of commissions. I do anything from abstracts to landscapes are big ones. Marshes is what I kind of, I don't want to say specialize in, but I love to make them.
Yeah.
Then I also do, nursery art, really anything. I've written a kid's book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Want me to do? Just let me know what you want.
Yeah. You can do it all.
Well, not at all. Have been times where I'm like, I just don't think I'm your girl for that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like to try new things to get outside the box and try and expand my skill set as well. So,
Yeah.
yes. But then
That's
of course, the paint parties kind of happened throughout my time at the Collective.
Mhm. So
And
do you have your own like studio space there at the collective?
so yeah, it really started off as more of a workspace, and there was 5 or 6 of us in there where we all like worked out of there, and then people were
Hmm.
not, hey, when are y'all open? And they were seeing the things we were creating, and then it evolved. Different vendors came in, and it still is evolving. And there's about 16 vendors now at the Collective in Columbia, and
Hmm.
it is still a workspace for me. I'm one of the only people that actually work out of there, do some of my work, but I also do work at home too. So a little bit of both.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, great. Well, and also, I know you just released this beautiful collection of Marshes
Yeah.
through an artist residence program with Don't Forget the Ranch. So, and I think you still have like you basically sold out. I think you have two left. So,
Yeah.
tell us
Yeah.
a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was so fun. That was a project that we had been working on, and she asked me. Kayla actually helped me with my website from the beginning, so she just has always been a dear friend to me, and just
Yeah.
so awesome. So she was starting a new program, and she's like, "I want you to be kind of my first guinea pig, and we'll together." And I was, of course, ready to jump on board, but nervous. I don't really. I've never really done collection releases. That
Yeah.
for me, but it was
Uh-huh.
incredibly successful. She did her part as far as helping me with my marketing and all the things behind the scenes. So big shout out to her. And then of course partnering with Epworth was, just awesome to give back to the community and the children. And it was a huge success, and I couldn't have been
Mhm.
more happy with how it went down. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's great. Yeah.
left. I have one person looking at one, so maybe just one left, but
Yeah.
yes, it was awesome. I loved it. I'll do it again. I'm considering a Mother's Day something,
Oh,
a release of sorts. So I'll keep y'all posted on that.
oh, yes, please do. Yeah. Someone asked if you could show us some of your work. Do you happen to have any pieces
Oh,
nearby? If not,
yeah.
I know we didn't plan that. So,
Oh gosh. Well, this is me behind me. I don't know how we. Oh gosh, that's
oh,
funny.
beautiful.
This is a. Oh gosh, do I flip it? No, I don't want to flip it. I don't know how to do that. This is
It's
one.
okay. We can link to it later.
This is a
Oh,
marsh.
oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yes. I've got stuff all around the house, but I did bring in some paint party examples as well. If I didn't have
Uh-huh.
all my kids eating dinner and I'd walk you around and show you more, but
Yeah.
that
Oh,
might get a
yeah.
little
No
wild.
worries. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely. So after the call is over, I'll definitely link to your website. We'll do a blog post that kind of recaps everything, and
Yeah,
we'll definitely link to your art so everyone can see.
perfect. I'd love that. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so talking about paint parties now. So I know you specialize in kids paint parties, and I do actually do adult paint parties.
Oh,
And I've had people, reach out. They see like I'll post in stories and that sort of thing. Just doing paint parties. And like, oh, how do I would love to do that. How did you get started? And that sort of thing. So I thought this might be a great topic to kind of talk about it from a children's paint party and an adult paint party perspective, and maybe give some people a little advice who might want to start doing it.
sure. Sure. I honestly, when I think back, I'm like, how did I get started on that? I'm not really sure. I think it was somebody who said, "Hey, do you ever do paint parties?" And I'm like, well, no, but I could do one for you and we could give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I did it out of the collective, my very first one. We did a unicorn party. It was really fun. But I do it a little different. I think I
Mm-hmm.
get the child or the parent or whoever to pick out what design that they want. And so I draw it out for them. And
Okay.
there, all the kids kind of, paint it however they want. I always tell them there's no rules in my paint parties. Just make them however you want. But at the end, I kind of go back and zhuzh them up and just put finishing touches. So things that were at one point a unicorn and don't look so much like a unicorn anymore, I go back and just the unicorn really kind of comes to life. So the parents are excited about hanging it on the wall, and the kids have
Yeah.
a wonderful job, and I just help a little bit in the end. So I put
Yeah.
some touches on it and really just makes it come to life. So I'm not sure how or like when I got started, but something that I fell in love with. I actually took it to the beach and did it at some restaurants over the
Oh, cool.
and I absolutely love it. But COVID, of course, took a bit of a hit on that. But I did during the pandemic, the beginning of it, I went and dropped off paint party kits.
Oh, okay.
Well, because nobody could get out of their house, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what can we do here? So I did that, and that was really cool and successful, and people loved that. So my paint parties are evolving. I don't object to doing adults. I've done adult paint parties,
Mm-hmm.
some with Cocky and Clemson here in Columbia. We've got the rivalry going on, so I've done some of those. And yeah, so I'm not sure how that I took that on within the business. Love the paint party part of Dream a Little Art. So
Yeah, well,
yeah.
that's great. Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, just a little bit about like I think I had gone to like a paint party class myself, and I just
Yeah.
started thinking, you know what, I could do this,
Yeah.
like why could, and there was a local wine shop that would do like these Saturday tastings, and they had this huge room, and I was like, what if I just I could just come in here and set it up, and then the wine shop could do,
Right.
the wine, and I could just do the art, and it just worked out. And I just like, people just like, and I got like the same people would come like each month, and
That's
just kind of
awesome.
grew from there.
That's
And
awesome. All the art behind is your art behind you.
yes, it is.
It's
Yes.
beautiful. It's
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Lots
like
of color. I love the color.
oh, thank you. Yeah, this is like the one sort of queen corner of my little studio space. So,
Well, that's awesome. I love it. Beautiful.
yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, so let's see. Let me see. What was my next question? Let's see. Yeah, oh, so I was just gonna say that, I guess with my adults though, like I tend to get like, because I want people to like not just copy me, like I want people to kind of learn on their own, like if they wanted
Right.
to have enough confidence to start a painting on their own. So I
Right.
tend to go probably do a little more than a typical art class. I'll tell people why I'm choosing this color or this brush and that sort of thing,
Oh,
which I know you probably couldn't. It might be harder to do that with children.
yeah.
But
I mean, I kind of guide them. They'll ask my opinion. What do you think about this color? I always we try and start with the object, whatever it is, and then
mm-hmm.
background. And sometimes I bring in, if we're doing a unicorn, I'll bring in glitter or something fun to do at the end to keep them excited. But kids, I will say, I've learned that you don't really want to go any younger than probably 5.
Yeah.
And, older, it doesn't matter how old they are, but their attention span, they're just over it when they're, or they're like, I am done painting this turtle. They
Yes.
don't have capacity, but, yeah, I help when I can, but it's so cool to see, kids as young as 5. You can tell the ones that are super like meticulous about the way they paint, and then there's the other ones that are just throwing the paint here, there, and it's cool to see them, and each one of them just becomes the cuter than the next. So
Yeah.
I love the kids because they just make me smile, and they love it, and the parents love it, and it's just all around a fun experience. So I love
Yeah.
it. Yes.
That's good. That's good. So let's see. My next question is, oh yeah. So a lot of people have asked me about, like a financial, like, or how much is it going to cost me to get involved? And I know you have a studio space, and I usually will just go to a person's house, or a local wine shop, so I'm not paying for a space. But what are just some of the kind of, I guess, financial considerations you might need to think about, like equipment wise or supply wise or that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean, definitely you've got to think about your supplies, which is going to be your costs, your paints, your brushes, your cups, things like that. I will say, considering what you're doing, it's not a super expensive venture to go out and try and explore and see what kind of parties you can get booked, because I don't know, you can get packs of canvases on a good deal at Michael's sometimes, and you're paying
Mm-hmm.
use, and you just kind of have to think it through and plan a little bit. But I think it's definitely worth exploring, and not a huge risk to kind of get
Right.
started with it. I would say go for it. If it's something that you've been thinking about, just give it a shot. I mean, it's kids, and their expectations aren't like adult, like maybe not start at a big adult party, but definitely the kids, they love it. If you love it, and
Mm-hmm.
you encourage them and give them positive feedback on what they're doing and how great it looks, I mean, I think that it's definitely worth taking a shot, if it's something you've been thinking about.
Yeah, yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah, I mean the upfront costs. I mean, it's like I bought the easels. I found them all on sale. I think I've got like 15. I mean, I bought them a little over time.
Mm-hmm.
The paint I always try to get on sale. Buy the canvases
I
in
love a
bulk.
good sale. You got to find a good sale.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then it's like a lot. So like once you buy the easels, that's a one-time expense. Like the brushes, you might have to, swap out every now and then. But
Exactly.
I mean, you know what? I think when I think about all the supplies I bought, I think I paid for it everything in like 1 or 2 paint parties.
Yeah, exactly. You get
And
your back, and I
yeah,
think, like I said, I'm not a huge risk taker, but I
yeah,
somewhat fly by the seat of my pants. So I would just encourage you to just give it a shot and see. It's not gonna break the bank. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, I would say go for it.
Yeah. Same here. Same
Yeah.
here.
That's yeah.
So let's see. So it's like I was thinking about people who maybe probably shouldn't do them. So maybe we can just say like I'll start with people who I think would be great at it. And I think anyone who's a people person, maybe if so like I don't have kids, and so it's kind of like I get a little scared when people
Yeah.
say, "Hey, will you do a kids party?" I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
So that I probably wouldn't be like the right person for a kids party, but
Right.
like what are some of your thoughts on that?
Well, definitely a people person. Definitely, probably, someone that can and has been around children that can kind of manage a crowd of kids. I mean, I remember at one point at one of my parties at the collective that we did, there was like 15 kids, and all of a sudden they started getting up and they were finished and they were going and looking at all the stuff in the studio, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I could ever do this again here, which I didn't. I started going and doing it at other places because of that a little bit. But I think that you just have to know what you're walking into a little bit. I mean, you're going to be in a room full of kids. You don't get, but just make sure that you can kind of multitask and do your best to keep them on track. But teachers might be great, retired women, grandmas, people that just have a love for art and want to get out and do something on the side. I think that would be a great fit for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I think those kind of people would be perfect for that sort of thing. So yeah, and I had another idea that like popped in my head, and now I just forgot it.
Ask me, because I do that all the time.
Yeah. So let's see. So okay. So I think we covered sort of like the basic introductory of everything. One thing I did want to add was like coming up with designs for the art. I would typically advise not to copy someone else's paintings, because I often get clients will say, oh, I want to do, like, they'll find one online and they'll say, oh, I want to do this one. Let's paint this one, and I'm like, well, that's technically their design and it's copyrighted, but like I'll take it and kind of tweak it, and make it my own.
I've got some that I meant to show you. So for all my daughters, which we, like I said, I've done them at the beach, I've done them everywhere, but I brought like 3 examples. But so like she's gonna be 6, but this is her flamingo.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
She, like, all the black is where I have gone back and like made things that might not have been what they were.
Gotcha.
You can kind of get an idea. If you look inside of the black, this was a dolphin party that we did in town and she was invited to, but you for the water, I mean, and then I go back and just kind of highlight, and this was just like a blob of stuff, but it just kind of brings it to life a little bit more.
Oh yeah. I can definitely see that.
And all of these I draw, so these are my designs, and this is that we did at the beach. So she did a great job, and they all do an amazing job. I just kind of, that's my thing. That's what I do, and I think that makes me a little different when it comes to the paint party world a little bit. So I love that part of it.
Yeah. Now I will say, like, I'll tell adults, I say I can be as hands-on or hands-off as you want me. Right. And I've even come and like a lot of them, like, hey, will you just paint this for me? I'm like, sure. Like whatever. I just want everyone to leave and be happy at the end of the day. So
I had an adult at the beach one time, started painting, and she got halfway through and she was like, can I pay you to just finish it for me? I really grab him. And I'm like, sure.
Like, whatever makes you happy.
Exactly.
So the last question, I always end with this one, is, and it's not related to paint parties, but it's a cocktails question.
Okay.
So if you could invite anyone over, who living or dead, from past or present, if you can invite anyone over for a cocktail, who would you invite over?
Well, I would invite my grandmother.
Oh, okay.
He passed away like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, right after I collective, and she taught me everything I know about painting. So like see where I am and what's going on, and just chat it up. She was one of the best.
Oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, I would definitely invite my grandmother over if she drank cocktails.
And she always had a cocktail around 4 or 5. Her and my grandfather. they played cards together, and I would go over. She just growing up, I would if I ever had a something I needed to do or an art project or anything, I was always asking her advice. I mean, I'm pretty self-taught other than
Yeah.
my grandmother, and so I give her so much credit because it was amazing to spend that time with her growing up and painting with her, but then to have a career doing what I love, I attribute a lot of it to her.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I know she'll be proud.
Thank you. All
Yeah.
right. Got it.
Well, Leah, thank you so much for coming on with me tonight.
Thank you for having me. This is
Yeah,
wonderful. And
of course. Yeah. And like I said, we'll definitely, I'm going to write a blog. It might take me like a week or so to get it written, but we'll definitely link over to everything. And on Instagram, you are Dream a Little Art. So
yeah.
people on here can come follow you and just see all
I
of your gorgeous work.
Missions, I ship, so anything, you kind of always say sky's the limit when it comes to what we can do together. So if you have an idea and you like my style or whatever, I am happy to kind of make that happen for you. I can't travel all over to do paint parties, but I can ship out art. So I love painting more than anything. So yes,
Yeah.
please do. And this was so fun. I'm honored that you asked me to chat and have a cocktail with you tonight.
Of course. Yes. It was so much fun. So.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your evening and cheers.
Yes. Cheers to you.
Cheers. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.